First Things First is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
First things first in the house, the Field of Dreams game did not disappoint. What was the best part of last night's action? And what do the Cowboys need from Dak this season to be legit Super Bowl contenders? And Urban Meyer says the Jaguars quarterback competition is still open. Good Friday morning. Welcome to First Things First. I'm Chris Broussard alongside Joy Taylor and LeVar Arrington. LeVar, are you buying that a QB competition actually exists down in Jacksonville?
I got enough cash. I'll put a little bit of money down on that. I'm going to take that out.
Well, all right. Well, we start with the Patriots and the Washington football teams kicking off their preseason slates last night. All eyes, of course, on Cam Newton and the rookie Mac Jones as the Patriots quarterback battle continues. Cam started the game and played the first two drives. There's the numbers, 4 for 7, 49 yards. Mac comes in for the next 5 drives. Looked pretty good, 13-19, 87 yards. Completed 11 passes in a row at one point, and the Patriots went on to win. Here was Cam Newton on what he saw from the rookie last night.
For him, man, for him to come out there, I know he came to me and talked to me, and we talked it out about, just his expectation, and every young quarterback goes through it, the excitement, the anticipation. He wants to be so perfect, and I see his preparation is always, pristine, and, that's what I admire about him. Being at such a young age, he knows how to prepare and knows when Josh asks quick questions or when a person asks quick questions, he knows how to kind of have answers for it. And everybody's different. Everybody learns different. But for him in today's performance, he's just going to keep getting better. And, we're going to be here for each other along this whole process. And, that's what we're here for.
What were your thoughts on the way Mac led the offense?
Yeah, we'll look it on film and, see there was some good things. There's plenty of things we can improve on. It's true for everybody. It's true for all of us.
Joy, clearly Bill Belichick's excited about the rookie, but what did you see in last night's preseason opener that tells you about the quarterback competition between Cam and Mac?
God, I miss Bill Belichick press conferences. It told me that it's much closer than I thought it would be. I didn't know really what to expect from Mac Jones last night, and I don't want to overreact. Now, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm going crazy, and that's what they should be doing. But the rest of us can look at this a bit objectively. I thought Cam Newton looked a little like Cam. It's a little rusty. It's the first preseason game. Could have been a little more fluid. But Mac really held his own in the pocket. He didn't look nervous. He didn't look anxious. It wasn't anything spectacular. It was a lot of underneath throws, nothing over the top except for the one throw that ended up being incomplete, which was accurate. But what I liked most about what I saw from Mac last night was his poise. He looked how I expected him to look. He's a little heavy-footed. He's not wowing you with athleticism, but he did look poised. And that's what you want to see from a rookie quarterback. And that's what I think was most impressive to me from Mac last night. So what I learned was this is a much closer quarterback competition than I thought it was. And this is good news if you're a Patriots fan either way, because I think Mac is legitimately pushing Cam Newton. He's actually putting a little pressure on him. And you saw the reaction from the fans when Mac came out last night. They're excited about Mac Jones in New England. So I thought he put on a good performance for the first preseason game. I don't want to overreact to anything. I think it's a little premature to call him the heir apparent to Tom Brady. But you got to be happy with that performance if you're Mac Jones. You're going to go in, like Bill Belichick said, look at the stuff that you didn't do well and improve on it. For a first preseason game, I thought he was very poised, not a lot of anxious, sat in the pocket, took the pressure. And he's certainly going to be putting pressure on Cam Newton. So I think it's closer than I thought it was.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way. I took it as Cam got his work in. He got his 2 series in, and he got out of the game. Cam, what I took away from this is Cam is the undisputed leader of this team. That's what I took away from it. And a rookie is getting his reps. That's 5 series means that he's not competing for the starting job. 5 series means they're trying to prepare him and get him as many reps as they possibly can before they get to the regular season. That's how I interpreted it. I thought Cam looked fine for a first game to have 2 series. If you understand the game, getting in there for that amount of time is more so just to get your feet wet on getting the season started. There weren't very many difficult plays that were ran. Looks like they're trying to work on their timing. But for me, just looking at it from a more, critical eye instead of just looking at it from, I guess, surface level for me, which is hard. It's always hard to look at it as a spectator. It's hard for me to do it, but as a civilian. So while I was watching the game, I really was just taking in how were they using the guys, how many reps did they get. That was what was most important to me. If they had gotten equal series, equal reps, and we're comparing their stat lines and different things like that coming into the day, I certainly think that it would have been a different conversation for me. But my takeaway was Cam is the starter of this team, Brew, and really that's kind of the trajectory that this is in terms of my observation of it.
I don't know, LeVar. I mean, clearly he's the starter right now, and he should be, and he should remain that way for at least a little while longer. But I think this is a legit competition. I said it the other day. If I'm a Patriots fan, I'm hoping Mac Jones is the starter on game 1 because that means he really earned it in the eyes of Bill Belichick. So I think this is close. Cam is the starter, no doubt, and I think he maintained that position, obviously, after the first 2 games. Both guys were similar. I mean, their passer ratings were almost identical, both of them at 78. I also get that Mac was going against the second and third units for the bulk of his time out there, so you got to weigh that into it as well. But I do think Mac was a little more impressive. Now, again, Cam was only out there for 2 series, so I don't want to make too much out of it. But one stat that did jump out at me, and this was according to ESPN Stats Info, Mac Jones's average pass attempt was 7 yards, 7.2 yards. Cam's was 0.3. And you saw that Cam's 2 biggest plays were just screen passes that the receivers turned into big gains of 16 and 17 yards. I thought he threw a couple plays with some zip down the field, but I thought Mac was a little bit more impressive. And again, he was going against lesser guys and had more opportunities. I get that. But he made the best throw of the night to Christian Wilkerson in the end zone down the left sideline that really could have been caught. It was a nice ball. And then, of course, he ran the hurry up really nicely, completed 8 of 9 passes in that. So I thought he played well. Like Joy said, he was secure in the pocket. He looked confident. He looked like the guy that we've been hearing about, all his poise and his moxie and maturity. And he looked like he does have that. So, yeah, going into the next preseason game, again, clearly Cam is the starter. But I think this is close. And I really think Mac Jones has a shot at getting this job, Joy.
I think he does, too, after last night. I did not think that going into the game. Now, I didn't think he was going to be a disaster. But, one, the reaction from fans really shows you how excited they are about Mac Jones. And those are New England fans. They're good fans. They've been following this story. They've been watching him in training camp. They've been paying attention to everything that he's been doing. And it doesn't mean that they're not all in on Cam as well. But look, like Mac Jones is the future. They took him there for a reason. They want to build him up. And we know that Cam isn't going to be there for an extended amount of time in New England. So I understand what you're saying, LeVar. That was the traditional, okay, this is the starter. Here's the rookie or here's the backup. He's going to get most of the reps. Cam's just going to get 1 or 2 series and then get out of there. I understand what you're saying as far as that's generally how it goes if that is the clear starter. But we didn't know what we were going to see from Mac Jones last night. And for the first time being on the field in a New England system, I thought he held his own. I thought he looked very poised. Again, I didn't see anything spectacular from him. And that pass that Chris just mentioned was still incomplete. So we can talk about how good it looked, but it wasn't caught. So I think he just looked mature. And to me, he looked like he went out there, he had some confidence, and to be in that situation, playing for Bill Belichick, knowing that Cam is the starter at this point, I thought was a good sign for Mac Jones.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joy. And Brew, it's not close. It's not a close competition. That was not my takeaway. As Joy mentioned, that was proper protocol. That's traditional protocol. He could look like $1 million out there. You guys both know it. He could look like $1 million, but if you're taking that many series in a preseason game, that's because they're trying to get you your reps before you get to the point of where you're running scout team as a backup. That's just the reality of this one. I'm gonna go ahead and put my expert hat down on this one. It looked good. He did look good. I give him props for that, Joy. The observations are accurate, spot on. But this is not a quarterback competition, not from what I could gather from how it was handled last night.
All right, well, we will see. And we also will move on to Dak Prescott. Fox Bet Sportsbook has him with the 5th best MVP odds, guys, for this season. So what do they need from Dak to get to the Super Bowl? We'll discuss that next. It's First Things First.